my name is Jessica. I am from Green Fever SA. This is my YouTube channel where I just love to talk about plants. Okay, so you guys are gonna know that I'm properly cheating at the moment. If you watched my June favorites video, then you'll know that my July favorites video has been filmed on the exact same day and straight afterwards. I'm going away in 2 weeks. This video will be coming out while I'm in Paris. Yeah, I live in South Africa, so Paris is super bougie and super foreign for my boyfriend and I, and we're very excited to be there. Which is weird saying because I'm not there yet. So today I'm going to be filming my July favorites. I have the 6 plants around me. I still have the 3 from last month's favorites, and then I have the 3 from this month's favorites. But all 6 of these plants are absolutely incredible at the moment. I am absolutely truly loving them. I am keeping this guy in the frame because he's absolutely incredible and beautiful and fantastic, and I think he just adds a little plantiness to my video. And I don't know, I feel like he just matches the vibe in my room absolutely incredibly. So I'm considering moving him in here because I'm literally obsessed. I want to watch this guy when I go to sleep, and I want to look at this guy when I wake up. I'm going to show you my first favorite for July. Okay, which one? I'm going to start off the smallest and then move my way to the biggest, but there is no other reason for this order other than that. Okay, so my first favorite for July is this beautiful variegated bromax. It's a philodendron. I have shown you guys the conversion of this guy to leca, so you guys have actually seen him recently, and if you're a bit confused as to why he looks so small, because in my other videos he looks quite big, I kind of did something weird and decided that I didn't want all the green sections with the variegated. I decided that I would rather have a normal bromax and a variegated bromax. So I separated all of the variegated parts from the non-variegated parts. And I know that sounds weird, but it was just a very big plant. There was a lot of green leaves in comparison to variegated leaves, and I just wasn't getting like that variegated plant feel from him. I just wasn't enjoying him as much as I did when I first got the plant, because obviously the green stems, those just grow excessively quick, so I just felt like the green was really taken over these beautiful variegated leaves. So I separated it, and I absolutely love that decision. I mean, I know I still have some green ones, that's not the issue. It's just there was like 4 times more green leaves than variegated leaves, and I just wasn't getting that beautiful variegated vibe. And I mean, now we have 1 fully variegated leaf, so we'll have to see how that goes. But we have some absolutely incredible variegated leaves, and we have some new ones that are popping up. And this one is just unfurled. You can see he's still quite soft, and this one is still in the process of unfurling, and you can see he's got some beautiful variegation. So this is my absolute favorite leaf. And then probably this half moon one is probably a good second. And then, I mean, that one, I mean, I don't even know if that would be my first favorite leaf. So yeah, he's quite a small guy. He's loving leca. As you can see, his roots are growing all the way down to the bottom. He's living in my cabinet, my grow cabinet. So he gets really nice light, he gets really good humidity, and he gets a heating mat at night, because the temperatures in South Africa at night are very cold for us. I'm sure if you guys are from America or the UK, you know, it wouldn't be that bad, but for us it is freezing. So yeah, he is sitting on a nice heated mat and he's doing well. I love watching these guys grow because their growth pattern is so chaotic, it is hectic. It just seems to pop new growth points out of all sorts of interesting, strange, weird places. It does not follow a normal growing pattern. From the side he looks really ugly. And I'm not even actually sure why, because I face him this way in my grow cabinet, obviously because that is the most beautiful view of him, but the grow light is right on top, so theoretically like it should look its best from the top view, which it does. That is beautiful. That is definitely a stunning plant. I know it's really weird, but I just love how he looks at the moment. He also doesn't take as much space in my grow cabinet. When I had the huge green pot with it, it just took up too much of my grow cabinet. It was either separating it like this and putting this one back in the grow cabinet, or taking the whole plant out. With that being said, in summer I will be taking him out because I do know he is going to get big, and he is a plant that I actually don't need those excessive sort of high humidity and excessive light for him to be happy and healthy and look good. So he is something that I'm either going to put in my bedroom or put in my lounge so that other people can enjoy his beauty as well, and not just me. Obviously my grow cabinet is in my plant room and no one really ever gets to appreciate the plants there. So in summer he will be migrating out. But yeah, that is my first favorite for July. When you're home alone and you hear your doors opening and you only have cats, so they can't open the doors. I'm just gonna sit here and carry on videoing, but yeah. Hopefully nothing happens. I'm sure I'll be fine. Okay, so the next plant is quite a bit bigger and a little bit different. Well, it's a completely different genus to anything that I think I've really shown on this channel for a while. I don't think I've shown a Hoya for a while, but can you deal with this Hoya obavata? I am absolutely in love with this plant at the moment. I actually bought 2 obavatas off Facebook probably about a year and a half ago. Gave one to my sister, kept one for myself, and they were hideous. The leaves were all yellow, very bleached, and not in a good way, very sun stressed, like I said, not in a good way. And the growth pattern was very long. The leaves were very sparsely, placed from each other. So I completely hacked this plant up. And I'm so glad that I did, because he is now looking incredible and has so many growth points. You can see some hands growing over there. These 2 are new. He's already pushing out some new ones. I've actually just recently moved him because I think he was in a little bit too much sun. As you can see, he was a bit sun stressed over there. I'm not a big fan of this plant sun stressed. I much prefer these much darker green leaves with a little bit of the splashing that it gets. But I'm trying to show, oh yeah, that is a new little growth point over there. We got some hands coming. This is one of the new growth points. I don't see, well, there is, but I don't think you'll see. There's the new little hands growing inside there. He has a really nice, beautiful, happy root system, quite nice and full. He's oh, sorry, pouring water all over myself and I scream like something's happening. But you can see he's outgrowing this, but we are not going to touch him for a while. Definitely not in winter, and in summer I will maybe think about repotting him. But Hoyas don't really, well, in my experience and what I've heard from fellow YouTubers, Hoyas don't really like being disturbed, and they quite like being root bound. So even though he's growing out of the pot, not really worried about him too much. As long as he keeps growing the way he is, I won't stress. Obviously with him being in Lekha, I just use nutrient solution to fertilize him. I have also started using CalMag ever since I got into anthuriums, but I use the CalMag on all of my plants because if I'm doing something for one, I generally kind of do it for all, because I mix up like a big 7-liter and then go around and do all of my plants like sort of like that. But how beautiful. So this is definitely, oh, the backside ain't so pretty, eh? We need to grow some plants, some leaves over there. But he obviously sits on my, oh, you guys have seen my trick. Okay, so as soon as he's fallen out, this is actually one long vine, but because this leaf and this leaf over there was like sort of sparse from each other, he was sitting on my shelf like that, which I thought was beautiful. But then when these 2 leaves got quite sparse, I literally just, which I can't show you because this is a very heavy pot. I know it doesn't seem very big, but I'll literally just take him, wrap him around and hook him without breaking any new hands. But yeah, so then I just kind of hook it like that, and then in the front he still looks, oh, he doesn't look as pretty as he looked. Oh wait, which way was he? Was he that way? Oh, he's not folding up as nicely as he was, but I just kind of hook it like that so he kind of looks pretty again, and then he's also not falling off my shelf in a weird way and looking sparse, because I want this guy to just look compact. And if he carries on getting sparse, I'll just chop him up again, because I don't know, I don't like the look of that on my Hoyas. I don't actually like the look of that on anything. Most of my plants, what I like to do is propagate and chop, have 3 or 4 growing in the same pot, so that the whole pot sort of has this accumulation of leaves, rather than just one vine growing up. It's just the aesthetic that I prefer. So that is my Hoya obavata. So speaking of a plant that I absolutely love, this next one you have recently seen. You would have seen it last month. It is actually my favorite plant. It's been my favorite plant for a long time. This guy you have seen, you watched me convert it over to leca. I spoke about it in my June favorites video. I am going to be showing you it now. I didn't want to show you in the June video because I knew I was going to be doing this next, but you guys are going to have to answer in my comments below. It'll be the same question as my June video. So my last but most favorite probably is this huge anthurium Magnificum cross regul. So I've now had this plant for quite a while. I think I've had it since December, so it's been about 6 months. I am absolutely in love with this plant. When I purchased it, I got it with this little old leaf, although he's not little, but you know, now he is. So it came with this little leaf, and this one was a brand new leaf that hadn't even hardened off. So it did get some damage in the courier. I think just because it was so soft and sensitive, it really didn't take much for this just to get a little bit damaged, which is fine, you know, it happens. And then it got this leaf in my care, which is absolutely perfect. I'm going to show it up close. So it wasn't much bigger. If it might have been a little bit smaller actually, but it's perfect. I mean, that is a perfect anthurium leaf. But I mean, that is absolute perfection. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that leaf, which I'm just going to enjoy until something happens, because you know, these sorts of perfections don't always last. And then this one has recently unfurled and hardened off. He is not as perfect. He's a bit wonky over there. I don't know why. He's just got a little chip over there, but he's close enough to perfect. And look how nice and big, especially in comparison to the original leaf. These guys have the most awkward long petioles that make it quite difficult to control. Does this look like a thumbnail? I think it does. So this is absolutely incredible. I also have him growing in this extremely long pot. I'm doing this to give it dimension in my cabinet, so he sits quite nice and high, and his leaves also sit quite nice and high, so that I have, you know, a lot of other little plants sort of leaves on this level. But he is in leca, and then he has moss on top. And I don't think I'm going to be able to show you, but I'm going to give it my best bash. But as you can see, he has an inflorescent coming. So I shouldn't do this on a video or whatever, but I'm like pulling the caterpillar off like I did with my Philodendron, just so that I can show you a little bit better. And I just do things like that all the time, stupid things like that. And so as you can see, right down in the middle there, that is now an inflorescent coming. And what I've been doing is I've been building up the moss on the side. As you can see, this beautiful root is growing. Oh, there you can see the inflorescent quite nicely. Don't know why I was trying to show you from the other way, but you can see this nice new big root growing over here. We also have, we have just loads of roots growing, but I'm building up this moss over here as kind of like a moss pole to encourage this plant to get nice big leaves. As you can see, the moss is not in the front here, so I'm trying to keep some bit of airflow, because obviously this is a very closed off system, which is fine. I've had no issues with this plant up until well, this point. I've had no issues with it. I'm trying to encourage, and I'll probably let the moss go all the way up to the top as more leaves come, and see if I can just encourage more root growth higher up in the pot so that we can get really nice big leaves like this. But because this guy is so handsome and beautiful and big and getting an inflorescent, as well as, I'll show you him again because it's not spoiling anything because you would have seen it last week, as well as this beautiful Philodendron that is also getting a sexy inflorescent there, I am considering crossing these. So it'll be quite interesting to see, because this is obviously quite juvenile at the moment. It's going to get much longer leaves, and so I don't know, imagine a Magnificum with long leaves. I know that this is a Magnificum cross regul, but I think I see more Magnificum in it than regul. But we'll just have to see as time goes. Let me know what you guys think, if you see more Magnificum or more regul, or what do you think? I've never had a regul, I've never seen a regul in person, so it's a little bit difficult to say what I think it looks like. Maybe because I have a Magnificum, I feel like it looks a little bit more like that. But imagine having like a Magnificum but with super long big fat leaves. I think that could look really cool, because this looks very heart-shaped now, but it does get extremely long, and it is quite a fat plant that gets long. It's not like the queen that can get quite narrow. Well, that is quite narrow. So it'll be quite interesting to see something that is really quite long and fat get more fat and big, because these guys size up beautifully, so do these guys. The inflorescence at the moment are at the same stage. This one, I would maybe argue, is a little bit ahead. So we could potentially put the pollen from this onto this and see how it goes from there. I also have pollen that I've collected from this Philodendron that I could just either pollinate this guy with, or I could just put onto this if maybe the two stages aren't the same, and then potentially just harvest some more pollen from this, or harvest the pollen from this and make more Philodendrons. So let me know. So that's what I want you guys to be a part of. I want you guys to let me know. I've never pollinated anthuriums before, so I will document the process. I don't know how helpful it will be for anybody or interesting it would be for anybody, but you know, it's something that I've been dying to do, and so I'm going to do it. And I think I'm definitely going to record the process, and we can see what happens. But do I use the pollen I've already collected from this and make more Philodendrons, and then just collect the pollen from this and use it for something else at a later date? Or if these two both have inflorescence at the same time, I could do potentially cross them over. It just depends obviously which stage they're at. I might still have to collect the pollen and freeze it for a few days and give it to the other. But should I cross these two? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think I should do, or what you guys would do. Or would you just let them grow and not pollinate them? Because obviously it adds a little bit of stress to the plant. But this is my third favorite plant. I'm sure you guys can obviously see why. I'm absolutely obsessed with anthuriums at the moment. I am definitely leaning towards them being my favorite genus at the moment. I don't know what it is. One of my favorite things about plants, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me, is the act of propagating them and making more. There's something so beautiful in being able to create more. My sister absolutely loves plants as well, so it's so nice to be able to buy something and propagate and share it with her. And also, you know, the fact that you can get your money back to some degree. I love the idea of being able to buy a plant that at the moment is quite expensive, some of these plants, but if you're able to make some babies off of them and sell them, then the hobby kind of sustains itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Please do leave a comment below on what you think I should do with these anthuriums and pollinating them. What do you think would be the best combo? Please do like this video if you did enjoy it, and consider subscribing if you're not. It does help the channel grow and lets me know that I'm doing a decent enough job. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.